Well, the one thing that I think our client is entitled to is major bragging rights because she has the tree that everybody wants. So right now we are headed to a long time, maybe customer of ours. One of our employees saw on a Hidden Springs page that this person was trying to identify a tree in their landscape. Hey, I have 2 of these trees. One looks great, one doesn't look so great. I just want to know what it is so I can replace it. And there was a lot of banter going back and forth about who would know the answer and what it was. There were things from a Cuprocina spruce to a Vanderwolf pine. Well, this employee of ours had enough of the back and forth banter without a true answer that he reached out to this person personally and said, I work for Franz Witte. Our staff will help you ID it. One thing we do at Franz Witte is have really strong relationships with our vendors. So we reached out to one of our vendors, Isley Nursery, who's really well known for growing unique evergreens. And we gave them a pretty detailed description of what we were seeing and the photos that the client had taken. Their head plant propagator identified the species for us, and sure enough, it was a blue heron bristlecone pine.
When we got it in 2006, it was before it even had a name. It was just still under their code designation, E5, and it's not even something that's really in their catalog anymore.
We know that we were only shipped 6 of them, so we know that this customer has 2 of them. There is one over near Bogus Basin Road. Maybe there's 3 more, maybe the other 3 died. Who knows, but there's definitely not very many of them.
So those Great Basin bristlecone pines are the oldest living creatures on Earth. So that's something to be appreciated. It's a rare tree, but it's also, you have a rare version of something that's already extremely rare and special.
Facebook HOA. She'd like to know what she can do to make it better or make it grow. So we are headed to this person's house to check it out. They're so beautiful.
Even this one is better than anything they have at Isley. Smells lovely.
And the little cone. You see this little guy?
Yeah.
Look at that. Have a little bit of needle casting in here, but that's standard for pines. Pines will always drop their 3rd year from the whorl. So if you look at this last growth, these are so little. That's why it's dropping on the inside, because it drops its 3rd year growth of those.
I really like that pine cone. It's super tiny.
It's adorable.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I want to look at the really good one though, too. Yeah, these look like they got broken or...
Yeah, maybe trimmed with a hedge trimmer or something.
Yeah,
I mean, they're cut.
They're cut. These are all the cuts. So these bristlecone types of pine, one of the reasons that they thrive here in Idaho is, one, the really dry, hot temperature. They don't have that coastal humidity at all. And then also, they really like altitude. I mean, that's one of the most common things we find with evergreens is people overwatering them because they see them decline and they think, oh gosh, it's a new planting, I better go dump the water on it. And then they end up drowning them because they really don't like to have wet roots. So that's probably why they are doing so great. I mean, this is bigger and better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, this is way nicer than I thought it would be from the picture. It looks like that one's actually doing just fine. It looks like its hard time came a couple years back.
Right.
Like it declined, but then made a pretty significant recovery. They don't have, these pines can't bud back, so this will never regrow foliage. So they're best removed if you don't want to see them. But yeah, it looks like the real stress to this one came at least 2 or 3 years ago, because it looks like it's making a plenty good recovery.
Oh, good. So we don't have to rip it out.
No, I would not rip that
don't rip it
out.
out. Don't rip it out.
I'll pay you to not rip it out.
Don't rip it out. There's so few of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I did read about these is that they love lime. So if you can get like dolomitic lime or limestone, ground limestone, they will like that. In nature where they grow on limestone hills. So they came in as what, 3 to 4 footers?
Yeah. So these came in probably likely 3 to 4 foot when they were planted.
14 years to go. Like 2 more feet, 3 more feet at the most. It's pretty cool. Now that it's not living in complete neglect, it's gonna do just fine.
That's what we're about. Building relationships and taking care of people. Christy's got the best tree in Hidden Springs.
Yes.
They're so pretty. Like what you have.
Nobody else has one this nice. And that's great. I think that's an awesome little tree. If they could all grow like that, that would be an extremely popular tree here. But a person who doesn't know as much would never know to appreciate something like that for how special it is, unless we tell her that, for her to recognize how special and nice of a thing that is to have. Otherwise, it's just another pine tree in the backyard.
She wanted to rip it out and replace it with one that matched the other one, and she decided not to once she realized that she has such a great specimen.
I think it goes to show you that the right plant in the right place, that's the right tree for that location. It doesn't receive a lot of care, it doesn't receive a lot of water, it's hot, it's poor soil. Those are exactly what that type of tree wants. And if you want rare trees, you have to provide exactly the environment that tree needs to grow in, if you want to have it and keep it.
I think it goes to show the passion that people at Franz Witte have for plants, for their customers. She reached out to experts who guided her on her journey.